there, I'm Sheryl Goodwin Magiera, your go-to guide for life's messy and magical moments. As a farm girl turned single mom, I often wondered what life would look like after my kids were grown. Turns out, it was all about rediscovering and loving myself first. On this podcast, we'll dive into topics that touch the soul, like love, loss, triumphs, and setbacks. So grab your favorite drink and buckle up. Welcome to the Imperfectly Charming Podcast. Welcome to the Imperfectly Charming Blogcast, where we share tales of mishaps and unexpected adventures. Sheryl here, and in today's episode, in honor of the recent Chinese New Year, I wanted to relive a humorous tale of a culinary quest I had when visiting Hong Kong during the bustling Chinese New Year a few years ago. Imagine arriving in a city filled with anticipation, only to find the timing of your visit aligns with the major holiday, leading most businesses, including those tempting dim sum spots, to close their doors. My friend and I found ourselves in just such a predicament, with a mere 48 hours to soak in the city and a non-negotiable item on our bucket list to savor authentic dim sum. The journey that unfolded was a blend of comedy, confusion, and the universal language of urgency. From a last-minute shuttle dash to a mix-up that left us stranded at an airport express center, our quest for dim sum turned into an unexpected adventure that had us racing against time, battling language barriers, and ultimately embracing the serendipity of travel. Join me as we dive into this whirlwind tale, a reminder that sometimes the journey itself is the destination, and the stories we bring home are the real treasures. The title of this episode is Dim Sum, and it goes like this. While recently traveling to Hong Kong, the trip fell during the start of the Chinese New Year. Our hotel was set amongst the middle of what looked like a busy area. However, while walking around the streets, we noticed most small businesses were closed for the holiday, and later learned they would be closed for the remainder of our stay. Drat. Since we were only in Hong Kong for 48 hours, my friend and I decided eating dim sum was a must. But since our first evening had been occupied by the laser light show and getting to and from the heart of the city, we would have to somehow fit dim sum in on day 2. Day 2 arrived, and we had a very full schedule planned, but decided we would find a place to eat dim sum for dinner. As planned, our day was packed and didn't arrive back to our hotel until almost 4 p.m. After calling the concierge for dim sum recommendations, he said there was a wonderful restaurant in a neighboring town. He would make reservations. The only caveat was dim sum was only served from morning until early evening, and most places stopped serving it by 5 p.m. He also explained the hotel shuttle was leaving at 4 and we would need to be on it to make it in time to be served. It would be the shuttle's second stop. It happened to be 3:58 p.m. as we ran out the door, down 12 elevator floors, through the lobby just to make the shuttle. Whew! The bus was filled with people and luggage as we headed down the busy highway. My friend and I were talking about how lucky we were to make the shuttle, and the concierge called ahead reservations. The shuttle arrived at our first destination, and my friend had to exit since she was in the way of people unloading, including the driver to retrieve additional luggage. As I watched all the passengers exit the shuttle and was waiting for my friend and the driver to get back on, the driver started frantically telling me to get off the bus. He couldn't speak any English except for the word down. He kept yelling down and waving his finger and arm down. My friend, still outside the shuttle, was trying to understand why we needed to get off at the first stop when clearly we could see it was an airport express center. I was on the shuttle and trying to communicate that we would be the second stop, but he kept yelling and waving at us to go down. Finally, we both gave up trying to understand and I exited the bus. Now inside, we could clearly see there wasn't a dim sum restaurant anywhere in sight. What the? My friend was finally able to get through to the hotel and tried connecting with the concierge on the phone. But the person on the line thought she could help, but kept going in circles because she didn't understand. After a few minutes, my friend was finally transferred to the concierge, and he explained he had called the bus driver to let us know the restaurant was closed for the holiday. And apparently, we were instructed to go to the lower level to get the return shuttle within 15 minutes. We made our way to the hotel shuttle pickup area after asking a few people for directions and sat down in the assigned chairs. Probably less than 2 minutes, we see the same driver holding a sign up for our hotel, not making eye contact with either of us. Are you kidding me? He made us get off the bus, somehow find the shuttle pickup area just to get back on the shuttle. Laugh out loud. We were the only people on the return shuttle. He held the sign up for a few minutes, hoping other passengers would join us. What an adventure that ride was, and by the time we arrived back at the hotel, there wasn't enough time to find another location. Unfortunately, we never experienced dim sum while in Hong Kong, but have a funny adventure story to tell. By the way, that night we ate steak. It was delicious. As I wrap up this episode of the dim sum saga in Hong Kong, it reminds me of the beauty and the chaos of travel. Despite the best laid plans, reality often has its own itinerary, full of unexpected detours and spontaneous adventures. The quest for dim sum may not have ended with a traditional meal, but it gave us a memorable story of miscommunication, a frantic shuttle escapade, and the unexpected joy of a delicious steak dinner as our consolation prize. This adventure underscores a valuable travel lesson. It's the unplanned moments, the mix-ups, and the laughter in the face of confusion that often lead to the most cherished moments. So the next time you find yourself veering off the expected path, embrace the adventure, the stories, and the unexpected delights that await. Thank you for joining me on this flavorful journey through the streets of Hong Kong. Until next time, keep your spirit of adventure alive, your heart open to the unexpected, and your taste buds ready for whatever comes your way. See you soon. If you love this episode, you won't want to miss my free workbook, 7 Simple Ways to Elevate Your Life. Head over to the imperfectlycharming.com website to snag your copy. And hey, if this podcast resonated with you, do me a favor, like, share, and hit that subscribe button. And until we meet again, shine on, friends.